Hello and welcome to Spilling the Green Beans, episode 33, my live gardening show where I share with you my green secrets to inspire you to start growing your own vegetables. I'm your host, Emily, creator of Easy Urban Gardening, the system for growing your own vegetables on a balcony or terrace in town. Thank you for spending time with me today when I talk about how to plan your autumn garden. Before we dive into our planning, did you also know that I have a Facebook group where you can ask me questions, share your experiences, and get all sorts of tips, tricks, and recipes? So, why not join us in this Facebook group, Our Garden Party? It's free and it's fun, and it would be really cool to meet you there. But for now, back to the garden and our autumn planning. Too many people stop gardening towards the end of September, at least in my opinion. And especially in town, that is just such a pity. Your urban garden is in general way more protected than a big garden or allotment in a more rural area. Besides the fact that temperatures in town are just higher than on the land. So, easy urban gardening is the ideal way to extend the gardening season at least well into October. And there are a lot of possibilities. There are plenty of vegetables you can still sow and give you fresh greens either during winter or in early spring. To realize those fresh lettuce leaves in December or carrots in February, though, you have to take some action now. So let's have a look at the possibilities for your autumn and future winter garden. I start with some real cool weather veggies you can sow in September and October for all winter long fresh greens in your garden. You might be surprised how many you have to choose from. It's radishes, rocket, pak choi, winter lettuce, endive, spring onions, palm tree kale, and Swiss chard. All of these veggies give you either a harvest before real winter sets in. Think about the quick ones, radishes, rocket, and pak choi. Or you can harvest fresh leaves during all winter long, as from the palm tree kale, Swiss chard, spinach, and endive. But there are still even sturdier veggies that you can really sow into late autumn, like winter purslane. You still know what that is? Winter peas, and garlic. It's best to sow these late October, November, or even beginning of December. Of course, as long as your soil isn't frozen. In general, cool weather plants are very sturdy. As long as temperatures are above 5 degrees or 41 Fahrenheit, they grow. Slowly, but they do grow. Below that temperature, they just stand still. They will absolutely survive some snow and even a few degrees of frost. They just won't grow. As soon as the temperatures go up again towards spring, they start growing again. And so you see, you can still completely fill your garden with a new round of veggies. Now, let me summarize those sizes and families for you. The radishes are gray and small. Rocket is gray and medium. Pak choi is gray and can this time of the year be sown as a medium plant. Normally pak choi is large, but with the cooler temperatures and shorter days, they won't grow as big anymore. So you can fit 9 in a square and harvest them once they are around like 10 to 15 centimeters or maybe 4 to 5 inches high. Winter lettuce is, of course, the green family and is considered a large plant. Endive is green and large. Spring onions is orange and small. Palm tree kale is extra large and gray. Spinach is green and medium. And Swiss chard is large and from the green family. Don't worry too much about having all green and gray family members in your garden over winter. This time of year, that is less of a problem, and you can, without a problem, also sow 2 adjacent squares with the same veggie. I, for instance, always have multiple squares with spinach in winter. And last but not least, I want to share my trick to get carrots in February. Officially, carrots can be sown until the end of August. You will see that on every seeds package. But that assumes you want to harvest them before winter sets in. So, but I like fresh carrots in early spring, sometimes even as early as February. And to realize that, I sow 1 or 2 squares of carrots in September. So you won't be able to harvest them before winter sets in, but you just leave them in the ground over winter. And as soon as the temperatures go up a bit in February or early March, you will have fresh carrots to harvest in no time. And that is such a wonderful feeling, I can tell you. One other trick is sowing beetroots in September. These two have to be sown by the end of August if you still want to harvest real beets before winter. But sown in September, they give you beetroot greens all winter long. So don't expect a beet to form, also not in spring, but the fresh leaves are a very nice addition to your winter veggie diet. So always just pick the bigger leaves, leave the smallest ones, and you should be able to harvest all winter long. If you are now just starting to grow veggies and think, oh, winter gardening sounds still very complicated or even scary, or you might even consider, oh, I want to start growing veggies, but I probably have to wait until spring. Well, no, you shouldn't. You can now join my Your Winter and Spring Garden program, which uses the winter to set up your garden or maybe enlarge the little bit you are doing already. And I guide you through the winter. So, from setting up your garden, starting your summer vegetables indoors, and realizing those fresh greens in early spring. Check out my website, easyurbangardening.club, to learn more about the program. You can also DM me via Facebook or Instagram, or just send me an email to info@easyurbangardeningclub. I'd love to have a little chat with you about whether winter and spring gardening might be the right program for you, and also figure out whether working together would be a fit or would something that you would love. So don't forget that really cool community I have on Facebook where we meet to share our experiences, ask questions, and get tips and recipes. It's a free group called Our Garden Party, and you are warmly invited to join that party. I can't wait to meet you there. For now, I thank you for spending time with me in the garden and look forward to seeing you again next week when we talk about beans and mostly about what to do with them in a different way. Did you enjoy this episode of Spilling the Green Beans? Please share, subscribe, and give a review so more people can enjoy the show. I see you in the next episode. Bye bye.